The phantom cage, a life that appears stable but feels emotionally constricting externally. Life may look completely functional, a steady job, financial security, and a predictable routine. Yet internally, there is a tightening sensation, a persistent feeling of being emotionally compressed or diminished. This condition is often described as a phantom cage, a psychological state where the outside world appears normal, but the inner world is marked by chronic pressure and quiet suffering. This constriction shows up in loss of emotional space, reduced ability to express needs, constant self monitoring, fear of conflict, growing detachment from one's own desires. It is subtle, progressive, and often unnoticed until the distress becomes overwhelming. Why it happens? Over time, repeated exposure to subtle relational stress strengthens a survival oriented mental pattern. The nervous system begins adapting to protect itself from perceived emotional threat. What is it involved? Hypervigilance. The mind scans for emotional changes in the partner. Self silencing means the individual suppresses opinion to avoid conflict. Emotional compression. Feelings are pushed inward to maintain peace. Identity minimization. The self becomes smaller to prevent tension. These mechanisms slowly reshape the person's internal architecture. What action can you take? 1 minute internal space reset. For 60 seconds, pause everything and ask one question. What is the one thought or feeling I am suppressing right now? Do not analyze it. Do not justify it. Do not fix it. Just identify it. This can be done quietly at any time, even the middle of daily activities. Why this works? This exercise creates a psychological micro break that interrupts automatic self compression. It activates the prefrontal cortex, the center for clarity and self awareness, and reduces the limbic system's dominance, the center for fear and reactivity. In simple terms, this 1 minute restores a small piece of internal space, the exact space the phantom cage has been shrinking. Even 1% restored daily leads to noticeable change over weeks. Problem is, many individuals maintain outward stability while quietly fracturing inside. They perform well in daily roles but feel emotionally hollow or disconnected. Internal fragmentation appears as confusion about personal wants, emotional numbness, diminished joy, feeling foreign inside one's own life, automatic functioning without internal engagement. This is early stage identity erosion. Why it happens? Fragmentation occurs because the nervous system begins to prioritize avoidance over authenticity. Avoidance conditioning. Avoid conflict, feel safe, repeat the pattern. Role based living. The individual functions through duty rather than desire. Disconnection from internal signals. Emotional cues weaken through non use. Over time, the connection between what I feel and how I act weakens. What you can do: do line internal check in. Write only two sentences. Right now, I feel. Use one simple word: tired, pressured, numb, anxious, etc. Right now, I need. Again, one simple word: rest, space, quiet, clarity, etc. This takes 15 to 20 seconds. Why this will work? These two lines reconnect the emotional system with the cognitive system. It re-establishes the feeling to need to awareness sequence, which is essential for rebuilding identity integrity. Fragmentation reduces when internal signals become visible again. Misdiagnosing symptoms as a root issue. Most people focus on what they can see: arguments, tension, tone changes, withdrawal. But these are symptoms, not causes. The real issue is the internal collapse of personal authority, the ability to make choices, hold boundaries, express disagreement, maintain self worth. When internally authority erodes, symptoms multiply. But why this happens? Authority erosion happens through repeated self abandonment, prioritizing harmony over authenticity, fear driven decision making, over reliance on external validation. Gradually, the self stops leading and starts reacting. What you can do: one empowered choice today. Choose one teeny thing today based on your preference, not safety. Choose where to sit. Choose what to eat. Choose what time to walk. Choose what to listen to. One small choice reactivates internal authority. Why this works? Micro decision rebuild autonomy without triggering confrontation. Each small act strengthens neural pathways linked to agency and personal control. The nervous system learns my preferences are allowed to exist. This directly counteracts the erosion mechanism. Trying to rebuild without a structural process. People attempt to fix emotional patterns using willpower alone, but willpower collapses under chronic emotional load. Without structure, change feels vague, overwhelming, and inconsistency. But why this? Because the internal system is disorganized. Any attempt at change without guidance creates emotional fatigue, confusion, inconsistent follow through, relapse into old patterns. The system needs structure before it can change. What action can be taken? Daily 3 minutes grounding ritual. Set a timer for 3 minutes. Sit quietly. Breathe slowly. Allow your body to soften. Do nothing else. What this works? Grounding stabilizes the nervous system, reduces stress hormones, and prepares the mind to absorb new behavioral patterns. It is the base layer of psychological reconstruction. What you have learned. It explains how outward stability can hide inner emotional constriction and identity erosion. It shows mechanisms like self-silencing, avoidance, and loss of internal authority. It introduces brief, practical micro action to restore awareness and choice. Demonstrate it how small structured steps calm the nervous system and rebuild autonomy.